Hello, my cutiests of all cutienesses. Today I am going for a look where everything goes straight out. My brows don't come here. Everything goes up and out today. This is a real look to go party with. It's not an average day-to-day look, as you can see, but I love the colorations. I love these lashes. This lipstick is really something that I never used before, but I am very proud of it. And if you want to see how I did this look and this so on fleek cut crease, you gotta keep on watching as it's getting started right now. If I watch that way, it means I'm looking at my computer. As you know, I'm still missing my camera, and I have now put my webcam on top of my mirror because that's handy. Now I am looking all the time in something where I don't see myself except in this mirror. Okay, today I am going to do a totally different makeup look than I normally do in a normal makeup. I am gonna lift up everything. I'm gonna lift my brows up to my forehead. I'm gonna lift my eye makeup along with it. It's kind of similar to what I did in my sexy werewolf video. It's gonna be something like that. So I am going to let my brows start normal, but instead of coming down, I'm gonna let them go up or straight. So it's gonna be a special look, and I am wearing my self-made loom elastic that I made last year or so. Choker, as chokers are the fashion thing at the moment again. Yippee, because I got a lot of those. Yesterday I wanted to go to get my L'Oreal, my favorite BB cream of all time, and it wasn't at the store again. So I found also from L'Oreal this Nude Magique BB cream, 5-in-1 skin perfector, a universal color, but it's for clear to medium skin, so that's gonna be my skin tone. I'm gonna try a lipstick, a Bordeaux colored lipstick that I also have never used before, and this is a highlighter by Hema, which I also haven't used actually, and I really want to try out this thing if there's something coming out. And yes, indeed, woo, there is cream coming. Look at that. And it's a real nice shimmer. Ooh, wow. So that is a cream highlighter. That's something that I never ever use because I always use a powder highlighter. Now, I am wearing my favorite wig of all time, you know, the one that I wore as Storm from X-Men and etc. And I've got to put it back. I have already put it in a ponytail, and now I've got to put a scarf around it to do my makeup, and that's so sad. I love this wig so much, and I have got it on my lap, and I wasn't finding it again. So I'm gonna have to put all this beautiful, beautiful wig hair back to get my makeup done. For the time being, this should do. And of course, I'm gonna start with the primer. I have one that's not empty yet, but I'm just too lazy to go get it. So I'm gonna use this one. And this time I'm not gonna overload. I'm gonna use it in little bits. I can always take extra instead of taking away and throwing it away for nothing like I did last time. And this feels so, you could wipe this on all day. It's so smooth and so, I love this primer. I love all primers that are based on silicone. So this is one of my all-time favorite primers. I'm gonna let this soak in a little bit. Now I'm very curious because I've never used this stuff before. I'll take this new one, which has not kissed any creams before, so I can use it to apply this new cream without the brush being covered in old product. It's very white. It applies very smooth, but as it's not giving its coloration, and that's typical BB creams. BB creams you apply and the color comes a little bit later, so it's always hard when you're putting on a BB cream to see, have I got every spot on my face, because you don't see the coloration immediately. I'm pretty curious to see what it's gonna do, and I must say this pore eraser combined with this is pretty much making my lower eye area moisturized, hydrated, so that it's not that creasy as it most of the time is. I don't see much color, to be honest. Actually, I don't see any color. It gives a healthy look, but it's not really giving color like another BB cream or a foundation does. So maybe I should apply a little bit of my other one, which is not empty yet. I'm gonna look at the difference. It's also BB cream, but it gives a lot more coloration. So I'm just gonna put a tiny little bit of that on top of it. The mixture of the two, I must say, is very, very nice. So I think it must be a very nice combination with foundation. Putting a tiny little bit of the color of foundation that you want to use with that BB cream 5-in-1. There was just one color in that type, so I couldn't choose to take a darker color, and as it says light to medium, apparently it's very light. So if I contour now, this is something that's also new to me, using my BB cream and then start to build up. Woo! That was a little bit too much at once, but these brushes are so easy to move it around and to correct. As you see, it's instant change. So I'm taking a tiny bit more dark to contour, and I'm also going to do my contouring pretty high because I'm going to pull up everything. My entire face is going to be pulled up to the air, to the sky. I wish I could do that for real. And as you see, I am starting to use these brushes more and more. It's becoming a habit, using these. And as you see, I take tiny bits extra to build up my contour, as I don't want it to be an overload. I want to warm up my face, but not have those lines. Now, My nose does not need to be contoured, but it could use a tiny little touch of concealer, if you ask me. I'm gonna make sure that this concealer buffer, which I have never used as concealer buffer, but it is from my Zoeva Rose Gold collection, and it's brush number 142. And I am going to take a normal concealer to put on my nose, and just the tiniest bit there, not more than that. Oh, it's soft to buff that in. Never done that with a brush like this before. And as you see, I'm only doing the under area of my eye where the cheek isn't starting yet. Just those little red spots, but I only want to conceal the darkness to get that a little bit more out front instead of deeply sunken in. And I am going to buff this a little bit on that rash on my nose. There. And I did not use a sponge or anything, and it's not looking that bad actually. Now, I know I have to powder off my face, and that scares me so badly. But I have to set all this, so I am looking for my Nanda powder, which is right in front of me, of course. You could have told me that. It's right here. You saw that it was here, and you didn't tell me. I will remember. Now I'm taking a damp beauty blender, and I'm going to take the little tiniest tip. I'm going to put it on, and immediately before I powder off anything else, I'm going to put priming and setting spray over it, making sure the skin stays tightened. Making the weirdest stretch here. To prevent this from creasing up. And this is a new tryout, okay? You're all witnessing my new tryout. Ladies and gentlemen, clap your hands, give me a loud applause. I think I found my creasing solution. Oh my god. Thank you, new BB cream. Thank you, Zoeva, for this brush. Thank you for these. And thank you, Skin Today, for being so kind to me. Oh my god. I'm ecstatic. Oh. This cannot be happening. Oh goodness. This is for me a miracle, as I am not a tinfoil. I'm gonna let this dry very well. I would map out my brows already, but this really has to be dry before I can powder off the rest of my face. So I am gonna wait until I am completely dry. I have just cut and prepared brand new lashes, and I see that there's only one left on the jar, so the second one I have just fanned away. So while I'm drying, I'm gonna try to find the lash. I think I got it. Yes, this should be it. Now I think it's almost dry enough, but to make sure I am waiting. I am not gonna mess up this miracle just to be a little bit too quick to put on my normal powder. And as always, I am going to use my L'Oreal Infallible 24 Hours Matte Powder in number 26 and 100. So, use it dry or wet. Huh? I never read that you can use it wet too. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just gonna use it. But that's probably the reason why the rest of my face doesn't cake or get really wrinkly and miserable when I use this. Because you can use it wet too. Now I'm especially gonna set and prime actually my brow, my temples, my eyes, but I'm not gonna touch my under eye area again because this is one of the best results ever. Now I've got a MAC waterproof liner which I had thought about trying to use for my brows, but I don't know if this color is gonna do anything or if it's gonna give a hair-like structure, but I don't think the color is gonna do anything right, so let's leave it at that. I'm gonna take a real brow pencil, this one, with a special spoolie, like a fork. Now it does make nice fake hairs, the other product, so I'm not gonna put that away too far. Stay here, you. I can start with this beneath and further out because it is darker. And now what am I gonna do? Instead of bringing my brow to here as I normally do, I am gonna take my brow straight out and even a little bit upwards. Now the ends I am gonna leave this sharp and crisp, but I am gonna build the brow from here. I'm going to work off the beginning with the MAC product to give it that natural look, but still this is absolutely not a natural brow. But I am going to let it end in a very fine tip. So my brow is going straight up to my temple. And from above the eye corner, I'm building it down to end at nothing. I'm going to use this MAC again to do the front of the brow and to go a little bit into the darker color to have a little gradient. Oh gosh, this is so great! I'm gonna start as transition color with my blush, because as you see, not on camera, but in real life, they look a lot similar. I am going to take my 227 Luxe Soft Definer as I want to define a crease line that also goes in that direction, and I'm gonna do that with my Makeup Academy blush. So I am going to take my crease, but I'm gonna make my crease start up higher. So I'm gonna make my crease go up and go out. And then I'm gonna go in the same direction as my brow, leaving about 1 centimeter between the brow and the new high crease. So now I can put it more in my crease and blend it out as I have put it up there, and now I can bring it down to my eye corner and really make it a transition color. So I'm making a huge wing. I'm going underneath my eye a little bit too, because of course I'm gonna use makeup there also. Now, if you're a little bit insecure about the blending and the lining, you can use tape, but I'm gonna try without. Now, with this same brush, I am cleaning it off a little bit on a tissue. I am going to dive into this color, and I'm gonna go just in the crease, and as you see, the color is very similar to the other one, and I'm building it up as high as the other one, but I'm not going as far and more to my corner of my eye, so I am making the same shape lower and a bit smaller, just flaring out a little less. Now I'm going to give this a blend to make this one red undertone. It's so weird that it's all going instead of ear. Then I'm going to take a very small, thin applying brush, and I'm going to take my brown powder, and with that I am going to build like a cut crease that starts where your own crease is. I'm gonna take this up from the inner corner and go just in and below my real crease. First I'm following the curve of my eye to where the eye ends, and then I am going to build this slowly into a line that is a bit shorter than the brow, but it's almost parallel. It goes up a tiny little bit more. So when you stretch your eyes open, you can make like you would do on the eye corner. You can make a wing that comes together in your crease. This color I'm also going to bring beneath my eye. I'm going to let the lower lash line connect to an extra line that goes also more up than that cut crease line. So actually you make your line from thin to a bit thicker under the eye corner, and then you can build the line up from there. As you see, it's a very build-up work, but it's gonna pay off in the end. I'm gonna give this a little blend just on the eye corner, in between those two lines, from corner to corner, but not ruin the lines that go further than the eye. Now, to make this a real cut crease inside, I am also going to use this small brush, And I'm gonna use concealer to draw the spot where I want my other color to come. And I'm gonna start on this side. I want to start somewhere there and come down to the corner. So I really want this to be cut and cut to the inner corner of my eye. This takes time and precision work, but it's so worth it in the end. It's really magical how this changes the making of cut creases. I first saw that done by, which is a man who does the most amazing cut creases, and I love following him on his channel because he can make one look in so many different colors and types. You can learn so much from him. But hey, I will do the same here, so okay, I will copy him so you can keep on watching my videos instead of moving on to his. Just kidding, he is the greatest. I will place his name or a link to his channel below here. I'm gonna use white powder now. So this white powder is to set the concealer, and it's gonna be the base for pigment. So I'm not gonna keep it like this, but I like it like this. Now, I've got this cute, wonderful, magnificent, pigment here. Now, to apply this, I am again using this little brush, but I'm cleaning it because I'm gonna glue this on. Just kids glue, any brand, any type. And of course it doesn't spray anymore because the glue in it has made this tube stuck. I can take straight out of the jar, and I am tabbing this a little bit onto the white powder. Not the entire eye immediately. I clean up my brush, take the pigment and dab it onto that glue. Whatever falls next to it I can take away because there is no glue. But I am packing this on this first part where the glue is still wet. Now as I feel when I move along, the glue is drying already. So I'm gonna take another brush, crafting brush, and make this outside tip wet with glue. And with the other brush, I'm gonna pack on the pigment and then add glue again. And this is gonna be the connection and completing this cut crease. This very shimmery, shiny, beautiful cut crease. If that's not a cut crease, then I don't know what a cut crease is. Now I am taking this brow brush again, which I cleaned, and I'm gonna go over to my wonderful shimmery This is such a pretty color. And this color I want to use beneath and right against that cut crease, that white cut crease, so that I can let this blend out and go over this dark line and this dark line, and I'm gonna swoop it and let it blend out in between these two lines. So it's shimmery, but it's dark. And I'm gonna go over the lower lash line with it. This is pretty. And I am going to use this just above the white and blend that into the crease. Work that up so that this line also gets covered with this shimmer. It's a really party look. You cannot call this anything else but a party look. If I could go out, this would be the way I would go out. And this time I am gonna give my lashes a little curl in advance, because I have never used that thin, fine, thin lash. So fragile, you know. I'm gonna put glue on. Now, how can you put a lot of glue on such a tiny little lash band? I have a bloppy glue, which I'm gonna put on a tissue. Okay, that's better. Once the blob's gone. So, I'm going to do eyeliner. In the waterline, I'm gonna use just a black pencil. And I'm working it out into the lash line a little bit, so I do not want to have just the waterline, because I hate it when it's not smudged or anything. Now I'm gonna try gently, carefully to put a line right underneath my cut crease. I did it! It worked! Yay! I'm letting this float a little bit to the lower lash line. And now I want to do a very, very thin line on the top. So I'm going to put down that brush against my lash line, because even these very thin lashes, falsies, have got a black ribbon where they're placed on. So I want that to be able to blend in with this line. Now this is, oh, so cute. And what I actually also wanted to do is why am I doing this? Why? What am I putting myself through? I will correct that in a moment. So the thinnest line possible. And before I am removing that, I am letting it dry completely. I think I can make something even with it because it's happening on this side the same. Oh God, I like this. I love it. And actually the fact that it is a little bit thicker just in that little curve, I can just make that a little bit thicker in that curve and let this close up a bit more thickened, and that thickness stops in that curve. So a mistake turns into just a slightly different look. Now, once this spot is dried, I am using my bristles against the normal direction again and swooping away the mistake. And there it is, gone. Ain't that great that you can do that? Now I am going back to my red toned powder. I am bringing that color underneath and making this line and the lower eye area one worked off piece. And I'm smudging this out a little bit in the outer corner of the eye. And that is that for the eyeshadow part. Now I still have to put on my falsies and I have to do my lower eye mascara. Now I am going to coat also these upper lashes, and they are so long. So I'm going to coat them on top and from below so that they are nice flared out over the white cut crease. As you saw, I already did my lower lashes. And then it's about time to finish off this makeup look. Now, oh wow, I have never worn lashes like this before, and I have never had my eye makeup this way up before my brows like a captain at the sea or an Indian covering his eyes for the sun. But my brows are doing that for me now. Yay! Now I am going to finish off my face. I'm gonna do a tiny little bit of bronzer. I'm going to take my big fan brush this time, and I'm just gonna use the middle of it to add some warmth to those cheeks. And as I said, very high today. And on the forehead. I see this look coming together so nicely. And without the massive wrinkling. I'm gonna take this same Makeup Academy blush that I have used to prime my eyes with, and I'm gonna find my nice fluffy kabuki brush to apply it with. And I'm also working this out in the direction of this upgoing motion that we're going for the entire look. You're hearing me do this a lot today because it is so magnificent. Now, am I gonna be able to make this work on my lippies? And I'm gonna make a pouty mouth with small corners, not like I did before in my previous video where I outlined everything. I'm now going more for a really pouty lip. Where I only outline the middle section. Now I normally use a flat angled brush for this, so I'm not used to do this with these real lip brushes. It's a strange color for me. I'm gonna use the lipstick itself. It has a very, very nice shimmer to it. I had a lot of excess there that could have ended up on my teeth. Nice, but it does crawl into the wrinkles. So let's set it a little bit with my Nanda powder on the upper edge and blow it in my jar. Let's prevent you from doing that, you naughty one. Now the lower lip is perfect. And as you see, translucent powder makes your lipstick so different. Now it's very shiny at the bottom, it's matte on the top, but with a tiny little touch of concealer in the middle of your lipstick, you can do miracles. Just a few dots, and with a clean finger, dab that in the middle. And instantly, poof, your lips are double. And to even make them a little bit bigger, you take the tiniest bit of bronzer or any brown type of powder and you go just beneath and you make a shadow and pout! There goes your lower lip. Now I am going to use that highlighter that we were talking about in the beginning, and I'm gonna tap it over my blush and my cheekbone. I'm really curious what this is gonna do. That'll be enough. Wowee, that is really, really nice. My T-zone, my bridge of my nose tip, the Cupid's bow, and the chin. It does dry very fast on the powdered surface, but what a glow. Wow, wow, wow. It's like the sun is shining right onto me alone. Nobody else is gonna get sunshine today. To blend this together, I am taking a clean kabuki brush and I'm going over everything to give that perfect worked off look completely. I'm now going to use my Avon makeup setting spray, so it's a real fixation. And in the meantime, I'm going to take off my hairband, adjust my wig a little bit, and complete my look. And now look at this final result. I am pretty proud of it. I want to thank you all for watching this tutorial with me. I hope you've learned something. I absolutely did, because I got rid of my crinkles. If you're not subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. Leave some comments down below, give me some thumbs up. And for me, there's only one thing left to say, and that is, my love for makeup is spread all over to you, and I hope to see you again soon in one of my coming videos. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.